A few years ago, I thought I wanted a living will sign, so not to keep me on life support should something happen and I'll be a burden to my family and all. So I talked to my doctor and he signed me up with one, and a few weeks later I had a very serious motorcycle crash and woke up in the hospital looking around, wondering where I was, who I was, if I was, what it was, and I got to thinking about that living will, and I thought, oh, I'd like to tear that thing up. So I was telling my friend about it, and they said, well, what you ought to do is write a song about that and call it "Scared the Living Will Out of Me," and that kind of inspired me to do this, and so here it is. And this is a true story. Living will, I always wanted a living will. Living will, I thought I wanted a living will. Well, I always said don't keep me alive by any kind of artificial means. IV bags and feeding tubes just ain't my kind of cuisine. They probably aren't filling and they won't satisfy. Just unplug the cords and let me die. Living will, I wanted a living will. Well, I told my doctor of this wish of mine, so he handed me a form to sign. He said, this here is a living will, just sign that line, it'll seal the deal. There'll be no cords to have to unplug, so if you get sick, your grave is dug. Living will, I finally had my living will. Well, I signed my living will and I thought I'm set. I won't be a zombie, you can count on that. I won't be left to linger and die with this living will. I'll just say goodbye. Living will, I finally had my living will. Well, soon after signing that living will, I had a bad motorcycle wreck. I awoke in the hospital room. I looked around and thought, what the heck? How'd I get here? Where am I at? And what's gonna happen to me now? Then I remembered that living will. That's when I thought, holy cow. Living will, where'd I put that living will? I had tubes in my nose and some down the throat and some where I don't want to tell. I wanted a paper and a pencil to write before my hands start to swell. Well, the first thing I wrote was, listen to me, I really want to make you a deal. Before you tell me why I'm here, tear up that living will. Living will, please tear up that living will. Leave the tubes alone for a couple more days, a burden I'll gladly be. Cause my doctor's way to grant my wish just scared the living will out of me. Living will, I don't want no living will. True story.